Hi, this is Ellie from Middle School Math Moments and the Tools for Teaching Teens. Today I'd like to explain how to play the game called Remove One. This is one of my favorite games. It's a great way to teach probability, and the students love it. I've been using it nearly every year since I was introduced to it through a program called the MathLine Middle School Math Project, which was sponsored by PBS back in the late 1990s. To play the game, students use a piece of paper as their game board, and they number the paper from 2 to 12 along the left-hand side. Then they place 15 chips next to the numbers. They can place one chip next to every number and then place the extras next to any number they want. Or they can leave some numbers with no chips and put several chips on other numbers. Most of the time, they start out by placing the chips the way that they're shown here. Once students have their chips set up, the teacher or a student rolls 2 dice and finds the sum of the numbers that are rolled. In this case, we start with 2 plus 1 for a sum of 3, so students would remove one chip from the 3 row. The next roll is a 6, so students can remove one chip from the 6 row. Moving on, we roll a 5 and students remove one chip from 5, and then we roll a 7 and students remove one from 7. An important rule for students to remember is that they can only remove one each time that a number is rolled, thus the name Remove One. Next we roll a 7 and a 10 so students can remove those chips. Our next roll is a 7, but if a student has no more 7 chips, then she can't remove any chips. On the next roll, students remove a 2, and rolling continues this way until one student has removed all chips. Normally, we play the game one time, and then without much discussion, we set up the boards and play again. Throughout the first game, students typically begin to notice that the sums of 6, 7, and 8 are rolled the most often, and that 2 and 12 are usually rolled the least often. During some games, there are exceptions, and we sometimes get a few more 2s than are probable, but most of the times, the odds hold true. So for the second game, students usually arrange their chips differently, more like the pictures here. After the second or even third game, they really like to play. We set up an organized list of all the possible sums. The sample space here is the one that's included in the PBS lesson. This game leads to a great discussion of the probability of rolling a 2 or 12 as compared to rolling a 7, 6, or 8. This game is a great way to introduce and explore probability. I hope you get a chance to play it with your students. Thanks for listening, and be sure to check out the other videos on the Tools for Teaching Teens website. Have a great day!